Have you ever felt like your energy is fading faster than it used to? Or that your body isn't as strong as it once was? Maybe you've noticed little things, like how climbing a flight of stairs leaves you winded now, or how your memory doesn't seem quite as sharp. If any of this sounds familiar, don't worry, you're not alone. Aging is something we all go through, but here's the good news. Science shows us that small changes in our daily habits can make a big difference in how we feel and function as we get older. Take eggs, for example. You've probably heard conflicting advice about them over the years. Are they healthy? Are they bad for cholesterol? Well, let me tell you something fascinating. New research suggests that eating 2 eggs a day might actually have some surprising benefits for seniors. And no, I'm not talking about just cracking them into a pan and calling it breakfast. I mean incorporating them thoughtfully into your diet as part of an overall strategy for better health. Intrigued? Good, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what happens when you eat 2 eggs a day, and why it could be one of the simplest ways to boost your well-being. Before we dive in, though, I need to say something important. This video is for informational purposes only and is based on publicly available research. Everyone's health is different, so always consult your doctor or a qualified healthcare provider before making any changes to your lifestyle, diet, or exercise routine. Scientific knowledge is always evolving, and what works for one person may not work for another. With that out of the way, let's get started. Now let's talk about eggs. They're often called nature's multivitamin for a reason. They're packed with nutrients that support everything from brain function to eye health. One large egg contains 6 grams of high-quality protein, which is essential for maintaining muscle mass as we age. But here's the kicker. It's not just about the protein. Eggs are also rich in choline, a nutrient that plays a critical role in brain health. In fact, studies show that many older adults don't get enough choline in their diets, and low levels have been linked to cognitive decline. So, if you're looking for a food that can help keep your mind sharp, eggs might just be your new best friend. But wait, what about cholesterol? For decades, people were told to avoid eggs because they contain dietary cholesterol. However, recent research has turned that idea on its head. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that eating up to 2 eggs a day did not significantly raise LDL, bad, cholesterol levels in most people. Instead, the researchers noted improvements in HDL, good, cholesterol, which helps protect against heart disease. That's huge news, especially for seniors who are often concerned about cardiovascular health. Let me share a quick story. My neighbor, Margaret, is in her late 60s, and she used to steer clear of eggs because she thought they'd spike her cholesterol. Then, during a routine checkup, her doctor suggested she try adding more nutrient-dense foods to her diet. She started having 2 eggs a day, scrambled with spinach one morning, poached on whole grain toast the next, and within weeks, she noticed something remarkable. Her energy levels improved, and she even said her vision seemed clearer. Coincidence? Maybe not. Eggs are loaded with lutein and zeaxanthin, antioxidants that are crucial for eye health and may reduce the risk of age-related macular degeneration. Of course, there's more to the story than just popping a couple of eggs onto your plate every day. How you prepare them matters too. Frying them in butter or drowning them in salt isn't going to do your body any favors. Instead, think about pairing eggs with other nutrient-rich foods. For instance, whip up an omelet filled with colorful veggies like bell peppers, tomatoes, and mushrooms. Or boil them and slice them over a bed of fresh greens for a satisfying salad. These combinations not only taste great, but also provide a balanced mix of protein, healthy fats, and fiber, all of which are key for senior health. So far, we've talked about how eggs can support muscle maintenance, brain health, and even eye health. But the benefits don't stop there. Eggs are incredibly versatile and budget-friendly, making them accessible for almost everyone. Whether you prefer them scrambled, boiled, or baked into a frittata, they're easy to incorporate into your meals without breaking the bank. Plus, they cook quickly, which is perfect if you're short on time or energy. Now that we've covered these essential points about eggs, let's move on to something equally important: how small daily changes like this can add years to your life. Because while eggs are fantastic, they're just one piece of the puzzle. Stay tuned, because coming up, We'll explore how combining smart nutritional choices with other simple habits can truly transform your health, and maybe even inspire you to take charge of your golden years in ways you never imagined. Now that we've talked about the incredible nutritional power of eggs, let's zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture. Eggs are just one tool in your toolbox for healthy aging, but when you pair them with other smart habits, the results can be truly transformative. For instance, have you ever thought about how your diet as a whole impacts your energy levels, mood, or even your ability to stay active? It's not just about what you eat. It's about creating a lifestyle that supports your body and mind. Let me ask you this. Do you ever feel like you're stuck in a rut with your meals? Maybe you default to the same old dishes because they're easy or comforting. There's nothing wrong with having favorites, but variety is key when it comes to nutrition. Adding eggs to your routine is a great start, but don't stop there. Think about incorporating more whole foods like leafy greens, berries, nuts, and lean proteins into your diet. These foods work together to give your body the nutrients it needs to thrive. For example, pairing eggs with spinach or kale not only boosts flavor, but also provides extra antioxidants and fiber, which can help regulate digestion and keep you feeling full longer. But here's something I want you to really hear. Change doesn't have to mean overhauling your entire life overnight. In fact, small, consistent steps are often more effective than drastic changes. Let's say you decide to add 2 eggs to your breakfast 3 times a week. That's already progress. Over time, you might find yourself naturally gravitating toward healthier choices without even realizing it. It's all about building momentum, 1 egg at a time. You might be wondering, what if I'm already dealing with health issues? Can eggs still make a difference? The answer is yes, but context matters. If you're managing conditions like diabetes or high cholesterol, it's especially important to talk to your doctor before making any major dietary shifts. That said, many studies suggest that eggs can fit into a balanced diet for people with these conditions. For instance, research from the Journal of Nutrition found that eating eggs as part of a low-carbohydrate diet improved blood sugar control in individuals with type 2 diabetes. Again, moderation and balance are key. Now let's address another common concern: cooking for 1 or 2 people. Many seniors find meal prep challenging, especially if they live alone or have limited mobility. But guess what? Eggs are perfect for solo cooking because they're quick, easy, and adaptable. You don't need fancy equipment or hours in the kitchen to whip up something delicious. A simple frittata made with leftover veggies or a hard-boiled egg sliced over avocado toast can be both satisfying and nutritious. And if standing at the stove feels like too much effort, try baking eggs in muffin tins for grab-and-go options throughout the week. Speaking of convenience, let's not forget about snacks. As we age, our appetites can shift, and sometimes smaller, more frequent meals work better than 3 large ones. Hard-boiled eggs are an excellent snack option because they're portable, protein-packed, and won't spike your blood sugar. Pair them with a handful of almonds or a piece of fruit, and you've got a mini meal that will keep you fueled and focused. But here's where things get really interesting. Beyond physical health, food has a profound impact on emotional well-being. Think about it. How does a warm, nourishing meal make you feel? Comforted, right? Sharing meals with loved ones, or even just taking the time to savor your food, can boost your mood and create a sense of connection. And while eggs may seem humble, they're incredibly versatile, making them a great centerpiece for social gatherings. Imagine hosting a brunch with friends or family, serving up a beautiful quiche or a plate of deviled eggs. Food isn't just fuel, it's a way to bring people together. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. I've tried changing my diet before and it never sticks. Trust me, I get it. Change is hard, especially when you're juggling other responsibilities or dealing with health challenges. But here's the secret. Focus on progress, not perfection. Did you manage to cook 1 healthy meal this week? Celebrate that win. Did you swap out processed snacks for something more wholesome? That's a step in the right direction. Every little bit counts, and those small victories add up over time. By now, you're probably starting to see how eggs, and the broader concept of mindful eating, can play a role in improving senior health. But there's still more to explore. Because while nutrition is crucial, it's only one piece of the puzzle. What about movement? Social engagement? Mental stimulation? All of these factors contribute to overall well-being, and ignoring them would be like trying to build a house with missing bricks. So now that we've covered the importance of eggs and their place in a balanced diet, let's move on to something equally vital: how staying physically active can complement your nutritional efforts and further enhance your quality of life. Whether it's walking around the block, doing light strength training, or simply stretching in your living room, movement is medicine. Stick around, because next, we'll dive into practical tips for staying active and overcoming common barriers that hold so many seniors back. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Now that we've explored how eggs and mindful eating can support senior health, let's shift gears a bit and talk about another pillar of aging well: staying active. I know what some of you might be thinking: I'm too old to start exercising now. But here's the truth: it's never too late to move your body in ways that feel good and make a difference. In fact, research shows that even light physical activity can have profound benefits for seniors, from improving balance and flexibility to boosting mood and energy levels. Take strength training, for example. Many people assume it's only for young athletes or bodybuilders, but nothing could be further from the truth. Strength training doesn't mean hoisting heavy weights at the gym. It can be as simple as using resistance bands, doing chair squats, or lifting light dumbbells while watching TV. A study from the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that seniors who engaged in regular strength training reduced their risk of falls by up to 40%. That's huge, especially when you consider that falls are one of the leading causes of injury among older adults. So if you've been hesitant to try strength exercises, think of them not as a chore, but as a way to protect your independence and stay mobile for years to come. And speaking of mobility, let's not overlook the power of walking. It's free, requires no special equipment, and can be done almost anywhere. Whether it's a leisurely stroll through your neighborhood or a brisk walk around the park, getting your legs moving is one of the simplest ways to improve cardiovascular health and maintain muscle tone. Plus, walking outdoors gives you a chance to soak up some vitamin D from sunlight, which is essential for bone health and immune function. If joint pain is an issue, consider using trekking poles or walking in a pool to reduce stress on your knees and hips. The key is to find a form of movement that feels good and fits into your lifestyle. But here's the thing: staying active isn't just about physical health, it's also about mental well-being. Have you ever noticed how a good walk clears your mind or lifts your spirits? That's because exercise releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals that help combat stress and anxiety. And let's face it, life can get overwhelming at any age. Between managing health concerns, juggling family responsibilities, and navigating changes in routine, it's easy to feel weighed down. Movement, even something as gentle as yoga or Tai Chi, can be a powerful antidote to those feelings of overwhelm. It helps you reconnect with your body, quiet your mind, and find moments of peace amidst the chaos. Let me share a story that illustrates this perfectly. A few years ago, I met a woman named Clara who was in her early 70s. She had always been active, but after a hip replacement surgery, she struggled to regain her confidence. At first, she could barely walk across the room without feeling wobbly. But instead of giving up, she started small. She began with seated exercises recommended by her physical therapist, then progressed to short walks around her house. Eventually, she worked her way up to longer strolls outside. Within months, she wasn't just walking again, she was thriving. She joined a local water aerobics class, made new friends, and even started volunteering at a community garden. When I asked her what kept her going, she smiled and said, "It wasn't about being perfect. It was about showing up for myself, even on the tough days." Clara's story reminds us that progress isn't linear. Some days will feel easier than others, and that's okay. What matters most is consistency, not perfection. Even adding 10 extra minutes of movement to your day can make a difference. According to a study from Johns Hopkins University, seniors who increased their daily activity by just 10 minutes saw improvements in heart health and longevity. So whether it's dancing to your favorite song, stretching during commercial breaks, or taking the stairs instead of the elevator, every bit counts. Of course, staying physically active is just one piece of the puzzle. Social engagement is another critical factor in healthy aging. Humans are wired for connection, and loneliness can take a serious toll on both mental and physical health. Research suggests that seniors who maintain strong social ties tend to live longer, happier lives. So, how can you nurture those connections? Join a book club, volunteer at a local charity, or invite a friend over for coffee. Heck, why not host a potluck and serve a dish featuring, you guessed it, eggs? Food has a magical way of bringing people together, and sharing a meal can create memories that last a lifetime. Now, I know that motivation can be a challenge, especially when you're dealing with chronic pain, fatigue, or other obstacles. On those tough days, it's important to remember why you're making these efforts. Maybe it's to keep up with your grandkids, travel the world, or simply enjoy your golden years with as much vitality as possible. Whatever your reason, hold on to it tightly. Write it down, post it somewhere visible, or repeat it to yourself whenever you need a boost. Remember, you're not just doing this for today, you're investing in your future self. At this point, you might be wondering, how do I stay motivated when life gets busy or stressful? Here's a tip: focus on habits, not goals. Goals are great, but they can sometimes feel overwhelming or distant. Habits, on the other hand, are small, repeatable actions that become second nature over time. For instance, instead of saying, I want to lose 10 pounds, commit to eating 2 eggs a day or taking a 10-minute walk after lunch. These tiny habits may seem insignificant at first, but trust me, they add up. Before you know it, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. As we wrap up this section, I want to leave you with one final thought. Aging doesn't mean slowing down. It means adapting and thriving in new ways. Yes, our bodies change as we grow older, but that doesn't mean we have to settle for less. By nourishing your body with nutrient-rich foods like eggs, staying active in ways that bring you joy, and nurturing your relationships, you can create a life that's vibrant, fulfilling, and uniquely yours. Now that we've covered all these practical tips and strategies, let's bring it home with some final words of encouragement and a simple challenge you can start today. Because at the end of the day, the choices you make right now have the power to shape your tomorrow. Stick around, because next we'll talk about how to take everything we've discussed and turn it into action, and maybe even inspire someone else along the way. We've covered a lot of ground in this video, haven't we? From the surprising benefits of eating 2 eggs a day to the transformative power of staying active and socially engaged, we've explored how small, consistent changes can add up to big improvements in senior health. But before we wrap things up, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned and how you can put it all into action starting today. First, remember this: aging doesn't mean losing your health. It means taking charge of it in smarter, more intentional ways. Eggs are a perfect example of that principle. Packed with protein, choline, antioxidants, and other essential nutrients, they're a powerhouse food that supports everything from muscle maintenance to brain health. By incorporating 2 eggs a day into your diet, whether scrambled, boiled, or baked into a frittata, you're giving your body the fuel it needs to thrive. And when you pair those eggs with nutrient-rich sides like leafy greens, whole grains, or fresh fruit, you're creating meals that nourish both your body and your soul. But nutrition is just one piece of the puzzle. Staying physically active is equally important, and as we discussed earlier, it doesn't have to mean running marathons or lifting heavy weights. Even light exercises like walking, yoga, or chair squats can make a world of difference. They improve balance, reduce fall risks, and boost energy levels, all while helping you feel stronger and more confident. And let's not forget the mental health benefits. Movement releases endorphins, which can lift your mood and help you manage stress. So whether it's a morning stretch routine or an evening walk around the block, find something you enjoy and make it part of your daily life. Social engagement is another key factor in healthy aging. Loneliness can be as harmful to your health as smoking or obesity, but staying connected doesn't have to be complicated. Reach out to friends, join a club, or volunteer in your community. These interactions not only enrich your life, but also give you a sense of purpose and belonging. And if cooking or sharing meals is your thing, why not invite someone over for breakfast and whip up a delicious egg dish together? Food has a way of bringing people closer, and those shared moments can create bonds that last a lifetime. Now, I know change isn't always easy, especially when you're juggling health concerns, busy schedules, or simply the natural ups and downs of life. But here's the beauty of it: you don't have to overhaul everything at once. Start small. Maybe it's committing to eat 2 eggs a day 3 times a week. Or perhaps it's setting a timer to remind yourself to stand up and stretch every hour. Whatever you choose, focus on progress, not perfection. Celebrate the little wins because they add up over time. Let me share one last story to drive this point home. A few years ago, I met a man named Paul who didn't start strength training until he was 72. At first, he could barely lift 5-pound dumbbells without feeling shaky. But instead of giving up, he stuck with it. He started with just 5 minutes a day, then gradually increased his time and intensity. Within months, he noticed a dramatic difference. His energy levels soared, his joint pain decreased, and he even started hiking trails he hadn't tackled in decades. When I asked him what kept him going, he said, "I realized I wasn't doing this for anyone else. I was doing it for me." Those words have always stayed with me, and I hope they resonate with you too. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one thing from this video and commit to trying it for the next week. It could be adding eggs to your breakfast, taking a 10-minute walk each day, or calling a friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Whatever you choose, write it down and hold yourself accountable. Better yet, share it with someone else, a family member, a neighbor, or even in the comments below. Accountability makes all the difference, and you might just inspire someone else to join you on this journey. Before we go, I want to leave you with one final scientific insight. Experts like Dr. Michael Greger, author of How Not to Die, emphasize that diet and lifestyle choices can significantly reduce the risk of chronic diseases like heart disease, diabetes, and dementia. That's empowering, isn't it? It means that the choices you make today, what you eat, how you move, how you connect with others, can shape your health for years to come. You have more control than you might think, and that's something worth celebrating. If you found this video helpful, I'd love for you to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips on healthy aging. And don't forget to leave a comment letting me know which habit you're going to try first. Are you excited to incorporate more eggs into your diet? Ready to take that first step toward being more active? Or maybe you're inspired to reconnect with an old friend. Whatever it is, I'd love to hear about it. As we close out this conversation, I want to remind you of one last thing. Your health is in your hands. Small daily habits can make a world of difference, and the choices you make today can set the stage for a vibrant, fulfilling future. So here's to living your best life at any age, with energy, purpose, and joy. Thank you for spending this time with me, and remember, you've got this. See you in the next video.